Welcome to my channel, Dolls for Dolls. This is Jessica, and today we're going to be taking a look at the You Create Barbie Basics Neutral Kit 1. Now, when I saw these promo pictures for these dolls, I was really excited. Of course, I did have a lot of things that I was not happy about, but we will get into that in just a little bit. But this is a really nice set as far as the face sculpts. We get 3 heads and 1 body in this kit, and the theme, of course, is the neutral colored clothes, and that is different than what we had last time around with just the all black outfits in the last You Create kits. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the box around and show y'all how that looks, and I'll be right back. So here is the back of the box. If you would like to pause and read what it says, feel free to do that. But here it just shows you the different, styles of outfits you can make with the pieces that they've given. And like I said, the outfits are, they're nice as far as having some kind of color versus just all black. I liked the black pieces, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I like a lot of these pieces a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the doll closer to the camera, and I will be right back. So here is the first head that comes with the body. We got a tall body for this kit, and this face sculpt is the Nichelle face sculpt, and I know a lot of people were really happy about her. She is beautiful. She has lovely brown eyes with gold eyeshadow and a kind of neutral lipstick color. And she has blonde rooted hair, which I am happy about. That is one thing I will say. I was very happy that they did give us rooted hair. I know the wigs a lot of people were happy with, a lot of people absolutely hated, and I was one of the people that hated them. I just prefer rooted hair on my dolls, and while I agree that the concept was good, it was not executed well with the wigs, in my opinion. So I am happy about the rooted hair. But it's really soft. It has some waves in it. Not too much product. And she has a really pretty beauty mark there. And she has holes for earrings. She has this cute little necklace with a bee on it. And this outfit is not too bad. I'm not too keen on the monogram pattern here. I don't really care for stuff like that. So, that's something I would have changed, is having either an all white shirt or something else. But I don't know. I'm just not a fan of all of that going on up there. I feel like it's kind of busy. But the shirt just pulls on and off, and it's a nice stretchy material. And the skirt is stretchy as well. It has this nice color block pattern. I said it kind of reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. But it's kind of like a pinkish, and then like a tan, and then a darker brown here. And that velcros at the back. And then we have these pearl white colored sandals with gold studded details on the top and around the straps. And these are the same shoes that we saw in the last kits, and that's something I was disappointed about, is that we got a lot of pieces that are the exact same as the last time, but just different colors. So that is one thing I am, disappointed with. But some people like the shoes, so if they can get them in different colors, that's good for them. But as far as her articulation, it's the typical made to move body. And this is a new skin tone. I want to mention that. So as far as the matches for this doll, I believe that the one coming out with the individual dolls is going to be a petite body that matches this. So if you want to get extra bodies, you'll have to buy 2 petite. dolls, along with, you know, another one if you want to have the doll in her original look. But anyway, that is the first doll. I guess I will go ahead and put a different doll head on, and I will be right back. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here's the neck peg. It's the same as the other ones, so they can be easily changed. And you know, that is a feature that a lot of collectors are happy with, because, you know, they like to customize their dolls, and I do too. But I feel like for me, I'm not really, you know, I'm more of the type of person to where I would have preferred 3 bodies and 3 heads like we got in the first kits, because I don't really change my dolls around that much. Once I find a good look, I want to leave them like they are. So, you know, that's just me. But a lot of people are happy with just 3 heads and 1 body. So I'm happy for those people, but for me, I would have much preferred to have bodies with the heads. So here is the second doll head. This is the mermaid face sculpt, and she is absolutely beautiful. I really love her side eye. I think it makes her look, you know, really model material. And she has lovely brown eyes with brown eyeshadow and kind of a pinkish lipstick. And her hair is red. It has a few different colors going on in there. Don't know how well y'all can see that, but looks like she's got some highlights and low lights. And she does have a lot of gel in her hair, but I kind of moved it around a little bit. Now on my doll, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well, but I noticed that she had like her hair cut right in here. So there was like a disconnect, and the gel was the only thing holding the hair in, so I had to pull the loose hair out. And she also has the little stubbles right there. So I was kind of, you know, like, okay, did they make a mistake when they were doing her hair and accidentally chopped a piece and just gelled it down to keep it from falling off, or what? So that was a flaw I noticed in my doll, but you know, it's minor. Not a big deal. I could always cut this part out right here if I wanted to, but if I hadn't mentioned it, you know, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. But just wanted to make you aware that if you get these dolls, that could possibly happen. She also has earring holes, and I may wash her hair, or I may just leave it. I washed the other Barbie Basics doll that came with the individual dolls last year, the one that had the bob. I did wash hers because she had a lot of product in her hair too, and I think it turned out okay. But I'm glad that they gave us a doll with short hair. I know a lot of people didn't really care for her style, but I think it makes her look cool, and it's nice to have dolls that have, you know, a different style other than just long straight hair. So that's my opinion on that. Y'all let me know what you think. But that is her, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the last doll head on, and I'll go ahead and change her outfit too, because these dolls did come with you know, a separate outfit and other little accessories. So I will go ahead and get her dressed, and I'll be right back. So before I show you the last doll head, I just want to show you these little accessories. This is a headband, and it's gold, pretty cute. And some sunglasses, they're pretty nice too. And she came with this little bag of hair bows and some earrings. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of people would rather have had like a pocketbook or, you know, something like that, and I agree, because I don't really use the hair bows. I would have liked some more earrings, and these are the little earrings right here. But you know, if they were just going to give us accessories, I would have preferred like earrings for each doll head. But that's just me. And here is the last doll head. This is the Laura face sculpt, and I think this is the one most collectors were really excited about. And I really love her too. I think she is my favorite out of the 3. She has beautiful blue eyes, and kind of grayish brown eyeshadow and a neutral lipstick color. And her hair is nice. I love the color. Like, I'm really happy with the color that they chose for her. We got some dark streaks in there along with this reddish coppery color. And I don't really feel any product in it. Maybe just a little bit, but not too much. But her bangs do have some, of course, to hold the style. And she has this cute little baby doll top. Now, I do love this. It didn't want to tie all the way. It was aggravating me, so sorry if it slips a little bit. But this is kind of like a goldish, metallic-y color. It kind of looks silver, but it does have some gold. So, don't know how well y'all can tell what the color is, but it's almost like, really like a pearly color, like those shoes I showed you, because it kind of changes depending on the light. But anyway, she has little gold straps that tie up in the back, and of course it velcros as well. And then we have these faux leather shorts with working pockets. That's pretty nice. And they velcro at the back, and they're a nice, tan color. And then moving on to her shoes, we got these tan boots, which I do love, but they are the exact same boots from last time. So there's that. And I didn't put them all the way in because these are kind of hard to get on and off the dolls. So a lot of people wanted these to be made out of cloth more so than plastic. And in a way, I agree, that would have been nice because it may have been easier to get them on and off the dolls. But that is the lovely Laura. And like I said, she is my favorite, and I'm really happy to have her. I also wanted to mention that along with these accessories, they included bags of hair elastics. And so I didn't leave those out to show y'all, but it's just plain clear hair elastics. But I didn't want to forget to mention that those were included as well. So I think that's everything that came with this kit. I'm going to go ahead and stand the doll back up, and I'll be right back. So that's the review of the You Create Barbie Basics Neutral Kit 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on all three kits right now as a whole, so that way I don't have to rehash the things that I would have changed in the other reviews. And this is the first review obviously of these kits that's going up, so these are my thoughts overall with all these kits. Now I know it'll sound like I'm complaining a lot, which I guess I am, but as far as the money we're spending on these dolls, I don't think we should have had to sacrifice anything. I think if they were going to make changes, they should have made changes to progress people being happy about them versus giving us something but taking something away. And I am happy about the 3 doll heads, and I'm happy that they have rooted hair because that is something that I was really hoping for. But I am disappointed that they did not give us 3 bodies for the doll heads. And also that they gave us the same style shoes. I think they could have done something different. I love these Barbie Basics dolls, and I am happy that I was able to get them. But personally, I would have rather paid the extra money to have the rooted hair and the 3 bodies versus having to hunt for doll bodies. And of course, like I said, the individual Barbie Basics that are going to be released will be a match for these, but you're going to end up having, in this case, to buy not only the individual doll to add to your collection, but 2 extra ones to have bodies for these extra heads if you're wanting made to move bodies. And as far as I know, this is the new skin tone, and there is no other match other than the dolls that are going to be released later for the Barbie Basics. So you would end up having 1 tall body and 2 petite bodies unless you plan to buy extra kits to get these tall bodies. Now, I was able to go on eBay and find individual bodies for sale, but you know, it's only the tall bodies. So all 3 of my dolls are going to be tall, and that's fine. You know, I'm not too picky on that. I just wanted bodies for my doll heads, because really you can't enjoy them, you know, if you just got doll heads laying around. And if you're like me, to where you would like to have all 3 with bodies versus, you know, flip-flopping the heads and stuff. Now a lot of people, like I said, are happy that they got 1 body and 3 heads, and I'm happy for those people. But for me, I would much rather have 3 bodies, 3 heads. That's the bottom line at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I will say, you know, face sculpt wise and rooted hair wise, I feel like it was a win overall. I guess I'm just disappointed that we didn't get any different shoes and stuff, but that's just me. That's personal preference. I also wanted to mention that the doll body itself is kind of loose as far as the joints. They're really wobbly. And I watched Toya's review at My Froggy Stuff of her dolls, and her doll body was actually broken. It wasn't connected at all at the torso, so she had to fix that. And like I said, I know things happen, you know, when they're doing the dolls and stuff like that, but I just feel like the quality control, they should have, you know, done a better job as far as making sure the dolls were put together right. You know, I feel like that's unacceptable, that the collector has to not only pay the money, get the same stuff they're getting, but then also fix the doll before they can enjoy it. Yeah, like, to me, that's a no-go. So, you know, you don't have to buy the dolls. Like, I'm just giving y'all a thorough review. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. And I still bought all 3 kits because I was excited for these dolls to come out. But I'm just trying to make sure you're aware of these things that you could face if you buy these doll kits. So I hope you appreciate my review, and I appreciate y'all being here, and I hope this review helps y'all in making your decision as to whether you want to get these dolls or not. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did or found it helpful, be a doll and hit the like button. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!